everybody. Welcome to Breakthrough Live. I'm going to give everyone a few minutes to get on with us today. We've got a bunch of people that were already in the waiting room, so I'm super jazzed about that. Just to let you know, we are starting off a four-part series on websites today. And so just so you're aware of our schedule, today we're going to be talking about the front page of your website, your web and IDX settings, your widgets, getting kind of your storefront all set and ready to go. And then next week, we're going to talk about custom pages, a little bit of landing page lead gen, custom navigation, that kind of stuff. On July 22nd, we're going to talk about custom area pages and testimonials. And then our last day of July, well, not the last day of July, but last Wednesday in July, the 29th, we're going to be doing a little bit of next level website hacks, which I'm really excited about. This is going to kind of focus on bringing kind of third-party stuff into your website. So let's say you're a really big Instagrammer and you want to get your Instagram feed onto your website, or you use Calendly a lot and you want to get your Calendly link onto your website, where people can schedule in with you, things like that. We're going to be doing that in a little more intricate, maybe a little coding, I don't know, website hacking if we get the time. So if you have a question, throughout what we're doing today, I know I usually have Kelly with me, but I do have the wonderful Brett with me today. So let me say hi.
Hey
Brett's
everyone,
one of my
thanks
favorite
for being
people.
here.
One of my favorite people at Inside Real Estate, full of knowledge and can definitely help you out. He's gonna surface up any questions to me that we need to talk about live and answer those questions for you. So please use the Q&A for that. If you just want to chat it up with your fellow agents or make comments or whatever, go ahead and use the just the chat. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. We'll get going here. And the first piece of housekeeping I'm gonna do, isn't this cool? The first piece of housekeeping I'm gonna do is I'm going to give you a link to my Google Doc that I always make for you guys. And I'm gonna put it in the chat real fast. If I can find it. There it is. All of you, everyone. And basically what it is this guy right here. And it has just a link to the slides for today, some extra help, just help articles to kind of support all the things that we're doing. And I see we had a question about recording. We're not going to send the recording out. The recording will actually be on the YouTube channel in a couple of days. So I have the link here for the YouTube channel. If you're looking for peer coaching, we have a link to that, all that good stuff. And then last but not least, I just want to say that if you want to schedule your own breakthrough session with me, a one-on-one, so like maybe we're going through stuff today and you're like, wow, I have all these ideas for my website. I would really like someone to hand hold me through this and talk me through and get me all set up. You can definitely go to the marketplace and schedule in with me there. Okay. All right. So, like I said, today we're going to be talking about websites, and we're going to start out with our web and IDX settings and our homepage widgets. So, we want to think about your website as your kind of online storefront. So, it's where people meet you, it's their first contact with you. You definitely want that first page looking good. It's the very first place to start to make sure that it, um, reflects your brand, reflects what you're doing, and that kind of thing. So, I want to talk about your domain first before we even get into the website. Okay. So, every one of you, if you have a Bold Trail site, you have a company website and you have your agent website. Now, some of you might own your own platform, in which case it's a little bit interchangeable. But otherwise, if you have a company site, it's going to be the top website here. And if you have your personal website, is a subdomain of that website. So it will be your name or some version of your name, depending on how your admin set you up, dot your company website. Okay. And I want to make sure everybody understands um, what that means. So what it means is that there are a few things when it comes to SEO, and I don't want to break open the SEO can of worms too much, but we let we let the crawlers crawl your websites, but we don't let the crawlers crawl all the listings on your site if if it is a subdomain, right? Because if it's a subdomain, what it is, it's doubling up the information on the same base URL, and it's actually bad for your SEO. However, if you have a vanity domain, and what is a vanity domain? A vanity domain means that you are going to replace that heather.bananastreetrealty.com with heathersalesrealty.com. Then all of those extra pages are crawlable, okay? Because it's not the same domain as the top domain. If anyone has questions about that, let us know. However, if you're looking to get your own vanity domain, just because you're here with me today, we do have a promo code for that. You get, I think it's 10, oopsies. Oh, I always do that. Let's go back. 10% off your first month of it if you want to use our code. And I also put that code in the Google Doc. So I do want to say that when you're actually, I'm going to pull over my Bold Trail platform really fast and just go here. And I want to explain a little bit more about the vanity domain. As you can see, my domain up here, well, it's not going to let me do it. It's only going to do, I think, okay. It's heatherb.officialiredemoaccount.com. I could buy a domain at GoDaddy that is heathersalesrealestate.com if it's available. And I could purchase in the marketplace a vanity domain. And when you do that, you're going to fill out some paperwork. We're going to set it all up for you. We have to get your broker's signature on a few things so we can display the IDX on that URL. But what happens is when somebody types in heathersalesrealestate.com, it's going to go here and it's not going to change this. This will stay heathersalesrealestate.com. You can, for free, buy that URL, go into your GoDaddy settings and forward it to here. But what happens when you do that is you don't get that extra crawling SEO situation. You also don't get, you're going to kind of confuse your customers because they're typing in one thing, but then it's flipping to this because all you're doing is forwarding it. The vanity domain completely replaces it all the way throughout. Brett, are we getting any questions about that? I want to make sure everybody understands it.
Not so far. I have a few questions, but I would stay on track and we can address those later, but I have them. I think we're good on
Okay.
these points.
Okay, cool. All right, sweet. So that is that. And let me get back to there we go. So there's a couple of things that you want to definitely make sure you have correct when you're doing your website settings. And I'm going to go through the actual settings and show you where all this stuff lives. One of those is your website title. So that tab up in the top, so this is your URL, but what the tab says is your website title. And when you're posting out to social media or if someone finds you on Google, that is what the title will be. It'll show right up here, like if you're posting. And then the other thing is that you have in there is a meta description. And it's important to put a meta description in because this is what Google says when, like, if it comes up in the Google results, it'll have what your meta description is. When you're posting online, like to Facebook, this is where it goes. So you always want to make sure to have a title and a meta description. And I'm going to show you where those things live. The other thing you want to think about on the top of your website is your logo. So you're going to have a company logo, and that cannot be changed unless you actually own your own platform. And if you do own your platform, you still have to talk to support to get it changed because it's something that gets set up when you launch your platform. But you do have the opportunity of putting a secondary logo in if you want to, that, maybe it's your team logo or your own branding that you want to have. It's going to sit right next to the company logo. And you can't take the company logo off, but you can add your own. You have up here your navigation tabs, and next week we're going to talk about custom pages and we're going to go into navigation. So I'm not going to go into that today. You've got your agent photo and your title and stuff, and that pulls in automatically from your profile settings. You've got a tagline on there. I'll show you where to change that. And this whole guy right here is your background photo. You can also do a video, and I will show you how to mess with that. Then we're going to get into widgets after we talk about this stuff, and we're going to talk about how to change your widgets and mess around with those. So let's jump into the platform. It's where I spend most of my time on these things. And you're going to want to head over to the web and IDX settings. And the first thing you want to do is I just want to say that when you're in here, there is about, I don't know, 8 gajillion settings in here, right? Like there's so many. And I know it's really hard to find stuff, which is why you do have an Omni search up here, but we did a kind of a mini Omni search for your website settings here. And you're able to search for things here so that you don't have to scroll down through all this stuff like where is it, where is it, where is it? Because half the time I can't find it anymore because we've done so many things. Okay. So for instance, that title I was talking about, all you have to do is type in title and you can see I already have my title in here, PDX Homes, find your perfect property. I'm going to go to my website on another tab just so you can kind of see back and forth, right? So PDX Homes, find your perfect property. That's up there in my title, and I have it here. So you can put in whatever you want and you can save it. Think about it though. Even here, it's kind of cutting it off. So I have PDX Homes. PDX is our call sign for Portland. That's where I live. So people in Portland understand that, right? And find your perfect property. But if you do it too long, it is going to get cut off. So make sure you understand not to do something super long. Okay. And then your meta description, again, you can just X out of that and type in meta and search it up. And there's that meta description that I had. If you are looking to optimize your meta description, AI is your friend. I would recommend telling AI what you're all about and say, hey, can you write me a 1 to 2 sentence meta description that will be good for SEO? And that's what you want to go with. It knows it. You put it in there. That's what I did here. It's a good rule of thumb for when you're doing your meta description. Okay. Any questions so far, Brad, I need to talk about?
A couple things I would like to throw out there. I didn't think so. Is there a cost to connect to your DNS with from Nikki had asked?
Your DNS.
Yeah, I was
Your,
like, I don't think so, but maybe I don't know something, so I don't know.
I
I
mean,
mean,
if you're talking about connecting a vanity domain and changing Heather B official RE demo account to Heather Sells Real Estate and having that be changed throughout, that's a vanity domain. And yes, that is a monthly subscription. But if you have an email or something like Heather Sells Real Estate, so your email is heather@heathersellsrealestate.com and you need to set up your DNS for email deliverability, then no, there's no charge for that whatsoever. And we actually have a DNS wizard that will help you out with that. And I will put, you find it, I did
it's
uh
a good one.
a
Nothing you,
whole thing on
well,
here on YouTube if I
excuse
can
me.
find it. Um, it's in our playlist for Breakthrough Live. It was the first Breakthrough Live I did. Let's see.
While you're looking there, Heather, Scott, yes, you can rewatch this. It'll be posted on YouTube. The link's been
Oh,
shared in there. We'll share it again, I'm sure.
here's the YouTube video for that.
Copy that, Scott.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Say again. Scott needed what?
No, he's good. I answered it. Or wait.
Okay.
Oh no, I had
Oh,
the one more for Scott. I missed. Sorry about
okay.
that. Scott asked, can we add our link tree if we have one? Should we?
If you have a link tree, I don't, I'm not sure. There's nowhere to add it in your web and IDX settings. I don't what you could do is you could do a custom widget that goes to your link tree, and we can definitely talk about that on our website hacks meeting that we're going to have at the end of the month. But you can go into your widgets and create your own widget. In fact, today I could actually, when I get to widgets, I'll show you a little bit, a quick and dirty way to do that.
Thanks, Heather. I think we are caught up. I'll keep looking and let you know. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. All right, cool. So, let me just head back to my list here. And so we have the meta description, we have the title, that's where you find those things. And then, like I said, for your picture, that's going to be in your profile. So you're not going to be in the website settings. You're going to head on over to your profile and you're going to make sure. that you have your picture set up in your profile. And I highly recommend you do this. I've seen people do this, and if you don't do it, there's like on your website, it's a little gray head. Bad news bears. Please don't do that. So make sure that you have your agent photo and title in there. Okay, so your tagline, there's a couple different things here. Your company may restrict your tagline. It might want you to have the tagline the company has, and you might not be able to change it. However, you might, they might not. And if that's the case, you can just hit tagline and you can create a custom tagline underneath the agent info on the homepage um, if you want to. So where the tagline lives, this one is here. But depending on the website that you choose, there's different layouts and it could end up right here. And I will get to the layouts in a minute. Okay. The background video, or excuse me, the background photo.
Hey Heather, I hate as an instructor myself interrupting, but
Oh, please
I
do.
got some questions stacking. I think this is relevant.
Mhm.
Sorry. Connie is asking, Heather, can you refresh the screen? I think it might be a little bit back that labeled the different sections on the web page.
Oh, yeah. So,
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
no worries. Let's go backwards. There we go. So well, let me go back one more. So this is your title. This is your meta description. And your meta description is not going to show on your actual site. It's just going to show when you're posting your site or when it comes up in the Google results and things like that. And then here's your picture. Like I said, you'll get a little gray head if you don't have a picture coming from there. Your tagline, your background. We're not going to get into navigation today. We'll do that tomorrow. And your logos are up here. Okay. Let me find what I
This,
did.
Heather, is this a good time to ask another one? Or you want me to do
Yeah.
that a little later? Okay. This is Cassie. I think this is a good thing that everyone should probably know. So Cassie's asking a little clarification. So if you purchase a domain from GoDaddy, do
Hmm.
you not need to build that website out through GoDaddy? Bold Trail will handle the design?
Okay. So if you purchase a URL through GoDaddy, what you can do is let me bring over here. Hmm, find out where I escape that. You can go into the marketplace, and what you can do is where's I don't know what I did with it, so I'm just going to open up a new one. You can go to the marketplace and you can purchase a vanity domain. So if we go to search vanity, you can buy this. Okay, so what this does is if you bought a URL through GoDaddy, what happens is this website, where's my website? Um, this website that I'm building out today becomes the URL gets changed. So if I bought heathersellsrealestate.com, this heatherb.officialdemorealestate.com account, it just goes away and becomes heathersellsrealestate.com. And this whole thing that we're doing here stays the same. So you don't want to build a website at GoDaddy for no other reason than it doesn't have your IDX feed on it, right? What Using this website that Bold Trail gives you has your IDX feed, has all your you can get leads off of it. You can do all those things. It's connected to your CRM. You can just change your URL that you bought in GoDaddy by getting a vanity domain. So what happens is when you hit buy now, it's going to ask you a bunch of questions. It's going to ask you for that domain. It's going to ask you for your GoDaddy login, I think. And they're going to will configure everything so that it flips over for you. And it's going to send, like I said, some paperwork to your broker because they have to sign off and say, hey, yes, they can display the IDX on this URL instead of this old subdomain URL. Hope that makes sense. Anything else, Brett?
Stand by. I'm answering one here in the chat. Let's see. I appreciate everyone's patience out there. We're doing our best here. Great questions along. Stand by just a few, making sure. Dun. I think we are looking good at the moment, unless I miss. Oh, there's one in QA. Stand by. One sec. That one's done. Thank you, Scott. Nikki, thank you. Still not clear about what the subscription service does. I currently have a vanity that forwards to my next home site. That's from
Okay.
Nikki.
So you can skip all this. If you have a forwarding address, what happens is when you type in heathersellsrealestate.com, it will go here, but it will flip. It will flip it back to heatherb.officialdemoaccount.com. And that's totally free to do. You don't need a subscription, you don't need anything. But it will be a bit confusing to your customers because everything that gets sent from the platform is sent here. So when you send them a listing alert, a market report, all that stuff, it's all funneling back to heatherb.officialdemorealestate, blah, blah, blah.com, not heathersellsrealestate.com. So it's almost like having two websites and it gets a little confusing for folks. So you can do that. So it's easy for them to type in, but it's going to flip once it gets here. If you get the vanity domain, it doesn't flip. It stays that way and everything that comes from the platform will be heathersellsrealestate.com. And that's what it does. Okay. Okay. If you still have questions about that, let me know. You can, shoot me an email or
I
something.
think we're caught up, Heather. Thank you.
Okay,
Outstanding.
cool. All right. So let me go back to the website settings that we were in. So web and IDX. And then we're going to do so we did the title, we did all that stuff, we did the tagline. The last thing I wanted to talk about was your secondary logo and your background. And that is down here, which you can always, just type in background under secondary logo, but it's right at the top. So I'm going to scroll down. So basically, your website comes with a bunch of just random background photos that you can use, but you can upload your own if you want to. So if you upload your own background photo, this is the best size. It's 1600 pixels long by 650 high. So you want to go to Canva or go somewhere and make sure your pixels are correct because it's going to load better. It's going to look correct on mobile and all that if you have the correct sizing. So I'm going to choose one. So let's say that, so I'm going to actually go back. So this is my website now, but maybe, hey, I'm not going to be the person who's in Portland. I'm going to be the person who's a seniors real estate specialist. And I only work with seniors. Okay. So let's say that for today. Well, I want my background photo instead of being Portland to be seniors. So I'm going to click here and it's going to open up and I need to upload. So I picked one that I already did. I'm going to open it. And people think they've done it when they get here and you have not. You need to upload it. You need to hit this button or it's not going to stick. I can't tell you how many times people are like, I know I did it. Where did it go? If you don't click upload, it's not going to stick. So we're going to click upload. And when you're choosing a picture, I really want you to think about your logos and all this stuff. I see people that put things in here with writing or it's really busy and you can't even, like your logos don't show up, the writing doesn't show up. Be cognizant of that when you're doing it. So if I'm going to go to back up to here, once I've loaded it in, I have to then check box it off to say, yes, I want it. Actually, I think it actually does that. It's already checkboxed right here. So any ones that you have checkboxed, it's going to rotate through them. So when someone goes to your website, they might get this one, they might get this one, they might get this one. If you only want them to get one specific one, you'll want to uncheck them all. Okay. So if I'm like, oh, I want them to only get this seniors one, I'm going to uncheck them. And then you always have to hit save. Okay. Now, if I refresh this, it should Sometimes it caches and it takes a second. And there you go. So I picked something that was kind of plain over here so that all of my stuff is going to show up right. So just keep that in mind when you're doing it. Okay. And then your secondary logo is just a little farther underneath and it's right here. So I have this dreamy real estate. Maybe I want to put something in instead that has to do with seniors. So I'm going to click on that again and I'm going to go here. This is going to be a square. If you have something that's long and skinny, it's not going to look the best because what will happen is, and again, you have to hit this upload. What will happen is you'll have this square space, which is right here, but this, if it's long and skinny, it's just going to be long and skinny through the middle there. So you really want to make it square. Talk to your logo designer, get them to get you a square logo. It's going to look the best there. Okay. So now I did that. I'm gonna redo it here. As you can see, I now have my logo right there. Okay. All right. So that's kind of all of those. The last thing I want to touch on is the background video in here. You can, and I'll never find it, so I'm just gonna write video, background video. You can put a YouTube video in here, and you need the video YouTube ID, which means that the ID is always the numbers at the back of it. So we'll check into one of mine here. I'm gonna pause this. If I share, this is my, uh, this is right here is my ID, right there. Um, and you can put that in here. Now, I recommend against this. Why do I recommend against this? For a couple of reasons. Reason number one, it does not work on mobile, and people are checking in on your website over 50% of the time on mobile. The second thing is when your website is loading up, when someone goes to your website, it has to go find the YouTube video and start playing it. It will affect your loading time. So I just don't love it, but it is available to you. You can do it. Not my fave, but it's there for you. Again, think about your video. Don't have a video with, a bunch of busy stuff on there. You're not going to be able to see what's overlaying it. All right. If you are really care about getting video onto your website, and actually this is one of the things we will talk about on our next level website hacks on the last Wednesday in July. We can stick any video you want right on your webpage. You want to talk about where they can hear you, or you can talk about what you do. You want to walk through video of a property, whatever you want. I can definitely show you that, and I will, but this isn't the place for that. Okay, this is just something. And if you are going to do this, you want to be very short. I'm talking 10 seconds at the most because it has to load that video. Okay? All right. Any questions, Brett, I should answer before I move on?
Yeah, let's see what we can do here in a bit. Thank you for that. Great info, Heather. Um, on the video part, for me too, in my experience, it do is it recommended to have a certain length so it doesn't like bog down the client computer to
Yeah,
load?
I mean, 10 seconds, 15
Okay,
seconds
that's
at
what
the
I thought.
most. Like,
Okay,
seriously, you do
wasn't
not
sure.
want
Okay.
to video.
All right. I hope you all heard that. So, question one is, what is the pixel size you mentioned again from Suzanne?
The pixel size for the background photo
Yes.
is actually uh, on the where you upload. So, let's see, where am I going here? Uh, Hang on.
Is it when you have to click to do the background
Yes,
underneath?
where you
Okay,
click to do the background. Go back down here. So right down here, right here.
there
So
it
when you
is.
click to upload, it's right there. It says 1600 by 650. And on top of that, the Google Doc I gave you has a help article about sizes for things, for sizing images, different places on your website where you might need sizing. It has a whole guide for that on there as well.
If I may, thank you, Heather. Irene's had some issues clicking on the links we've been sharing. She's asking, she's using Apple and Zoom and Safari. Could that be the issue? So far, I've shared a couple articles. You've shared the YouTube link and your Google Doc. Not sure if anyone else out there is having issues, so maybe we talk to Irene offline. But any thoughts? Maybe reshare. Do you think that could be the issue? I don't know, Irene. So I'm really sorry about that. Anyone else have an
Sounds like
issue out
it's
there?
probably some kind of blocker, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Um, yeah,
Outlook has that.
on computer. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll work with you, Irene, to make sure that you get that. Sorry about that. Aaron is asking, can the video be hosted on the site to play in the background instead of the YouTube link?
No.
The answer is no. Thanks, Aaron. Will you be emailing a copy of this presentation, Keith? No. And correct me if I'm wrong, Heather. This you're going to go to our YouTube site to watch replays,
Yeah.
and
So if
that's
you
been
go to our
shared
YouTube site,
here in the chat. You took the
right,
time to show up, so you get a special link that other people don't get that didn't show up. There you
right
go.
here is our playlist. So all
Or
the
just
breakthrough
Google it.
lives. Give us a day or two to get it up, but it will be here.
Thank you. Let's
Mhm.
see. Links are working fine on my Mac, and I'm using Safari. Thanks, Paul. Aaron, the Zoom settings are locked, so you can't copy text from the webinar chat. Interesting. That's a possible setting.
You can't copy paste, but you should be able to click.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for being patient with us, folks. We'll get through this together. But those are, wait, can you upload your own photos from Marcia? Marcia? Marcia.
Yes, you can upload your own photos. So this
Hmm.
photo of these two folks here, I uploaded myself. So again, you would just click here and it'll open up your files and you can click anything that you've already have on your computer and upload them.
Outstanding. Looks
Okay.
like Brenda's also having an issue on links. We'll figure something out for you, Brenda. Make sure you get all that info. Sorry about that. I think that is it, Heather. Please. Thank
All
you.
right. The last thing I want to just talk about really fast is the different site templates. So it depends on the package that you have. All of you should have these templates right here, champion, warrior, victor, and hero. And you can preview, you can just click view to see like what the different ones look like, the different layouts look like. And you can make changes and choose the different ones if you want to. If you have a pro site, you might have these. You also, if you have if you are with like Remax, Remax has its own, and some other, different brokerages might have paid to have a custom site built. And before we go into widgets here, I want to be real clear. Your company may have paid a bunch of money to have something pretty already made for you. And before you go messing with it, you might want to have a look. Okay. So, just FYI. Okay, so you can do that. The other thing you can do, we do have web designers that can help you make premium templates. It does come at a cost, but you can look at these, look at them, order them. They're all one-time ordering costs, and a designer will work with you to make sure your website looks exactly the way you want it. So that's just something to think about that's available to you. Okay. Okay, so we're about halfway done. We've talked about all our settings. Now I want to pop into widgets. So I'm going to open back up my website here. And everything underneath your top line, these are all widgets. So this is a featured area widget. This is a thinking of selling widget. This widget I made, and if we have time, we will do it on our website hacks one. This is a totally I wrote the code for this from ChatGPT to give me this type of widget, and there's all these widgets that are available. Underneath that are your listing carousels, things of that nature, your blog posts, but everything in between your listing carousels and the top here are your widgets. Okay? So when you head over into widgets, so you're in your web and IDX, and you click on widgets, you can see these are the widgets that I have already. So here's my featured area widget. This is my, what is it called? My contact us widget. This is that Portland suburbs widget, and so on down the line. If I want to move these around, so maybe I want this to be on top of this, all you have to do is click and drag and drop, and then it will rearrange those for you. I am going to um, clear them all out. Now, if you have made a widget or you've used a widget before and you exit out, don't worry about deleting these because they will always live on in your history. So all of those that I just had on there, they're all in my history. I'm going to just get it a clean slate to kind of show you guys how to build out your widgets. Okay. So the widgets I like to use the best, the first one is our featured area widget, right? Now I had on my old site, I had Portland, Westland, and Lake Oswego. So I'm from Portland, I actually live in Westland. Um, you know, I can just do certain areas. I uploaded these pictures of the areas so that people would know these are two very popular suburbs of Portland. So think about what your branding is, think about what you're offering to people, what you want to be known for as a resource, and use those for your areas. Now, it doesn't have to be actual areas, it can be types of homes or things like that, and I'll show you. So let's just say, let's go back to my whole thing about being with seniors, right? So if I go to widgets and I click featured area, and just so you know, whenever you're looking at these, like, what the hell do these look like? Oops, sorry. What the heck do these look like? You can just click the eyeball, right? And look at what this looks like. So the featured area widget looks like this. I'm going to add it.
Can I interrupt for just a moment?
Yeah,
Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to keep. They're throwing a lot of questions at us, and
worries.
I'm trying to not focus on what we're talking about. Scott's asking. Not sure if this question applies, but if we have two farms, we are working on how do we incorporate with website.
Well, if you have two farming areas, you could have just two featured areas and have those be the two areas that you do on your farm.
Boom.
You could have custom pages, which we're going to get to tomorrow, next week, that are about your farm, and you could have um, widgets on here that direct them there or have it in your navigation.
Excellent. Scott and also had follow-up question to say, is this where you put your link tree?
You could make a I let me do the featured area and then I'll
Okay.
show you how to hack one of these for your link tree.
Okay. I got a few more, but I don't want to stop your momentum. When you're ready, we can take another pause. I would.
Okay. Okay, so featured area widget, I'm going to click edit and you can do up to 9. Okay. So I'm going to click add area, and this is where you get to make your list. And if this might look familiar to you because this is very similar to a squeeze page. Okay. So area name is what, oh shoot, I should have turned that off. Um, Area name is what the box says. So here where it says Portland, that's what the box says. That's what the area name should be. So I'm talking about, seniors. Maybe I don't care about the area so much. Maybe I care about, amenities. So I could say golf properties, right? And I could just do the whole county. I could do whole county or whatever. You have to have an area. Oh, shizzle. Sorry, it's my autofill. I should have turned off. Clackamas. Okay, and then from there, you can do listing types. So I'm just going to leave that open. But options down here, I know golf is one of them. Pretty sure. Yeah, golf course. Okay. Now, what we did was we have pre-done images for you, so you don't have to worry about making your own images. If you want to, you can change this image. So you can go to our stock images, which is here, and pick out any one you want, or you can go to your media library and upload your own. So you can see this is where I uploaded my Portland ones before, but I'm going to upload a picture of golf course. And from there, I'm going to add it to my library. So now I have this. So once it's in my library, I have to um, select it and insert it. So now I have that. So now I have golf properties, my area. I chose golf course. I've got a picture. I'm going to save it. Golf properties. So maybe now I want to say, I'm again with my seniors. Um, I'm going to do, let me make sure I can do this. Yeah, I'm going to do a one-story homes. They don't want the stairs. I don't want the stairs. My knees can't take it either. So I'm going to say one-story homes. Again, I'm in this county or whatever county. You can even draw it on the map, right? Like you want to do your whole area, just draw it on the map. You can do that too. Um, and then I'm going to say, okay, one story. I'm going to change my image. I'm going to upload a file that I have looked for before of a one-story home. Add to library. I see that question about what size the photo should be. Um, these are kind of square, so I would try square, but when I make these, I use in Canva the Facebook post size, which I think is like it's like 900 by 800 or 900 by 700 or something. You don't want it too big. I wouldn't do anything more than 1,000 pixels because it's just, again, that everything's got to load. So if you have really high pixel pictures all over your website, it takes a little longer to load. Okay, so I'm going to insert, I'm going to save.
When you finish this part, Heather, can we pause for a few questions, perhaps?
Yep, I'm gonna do
Thank you.
this last area. So I'm gonna say pool homes. There's not a ton in Portland actually, but um, Clackamas. I'm going to change my image to upload a pool house. And also be cognizant when you're doing this again, like I said, about putting the overlay of the text and not having pictures that are too, busy for that. So I'm going to insert this. I'm going to choose pool as my option. And I'm going to save it. So now I have golf properties, one-story homes, pool homes. I'm going to hit save. And once I have that, you can always hit preview to see what it's going to look like. Sometimes it will show your old one because it's caching. You might have to, reset your cache. But as you can see now, this is what I have for my featured areas. I've just made that in less than 10 minutes. Brett, talk to me.
Yes. Let's see. Stand by, everyone. Thanks for your patience again. I'm trying to do it in order, so uh, fonts. You mentioned that, right? Did that get covered on how to change fonts?
You
Right.
cannot change the fonts per se.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. There's
Different, I will say though, have a look through those different templates because the different templates have different looking
okay.
fonts.
Okay, gotcha. Bear with me, stand by. I answered that one. I'm not sure what this is, Paul. I have a Dub video sharing account. Can we add that to website? Dub, D-U-B-B.
Possibly if you're probably not your background, but if you want like a video to, live like right here as a widget, and I'll do this on the last day of the month, but you can do a custom widget, which is right here. And basically, you can write your own HTML. So if
Oh,
your video has an embed code, so like when you go to YouTube, and so I'm sure Dub has it, under share embed right there. If you put that into here, it will embed the YouTube video right onto your, um, there's some stuff you can do with sizing and stuff, and we'll get into that last day. But if Dub has that same embed code, which I can't imagine that they don't, you could do that here as well.
Sweet. All right. Keep on rocking. Thanks, everybody. Stand by, stand by. Shelby, as I mentioned, I might as well just say this out loud. Folks, Heather and I, like if something's like, well, I tried to save this and it didn't work, God forbid, but the chat bubble, Monty, is the fastest best right now to do. I wish I had all the powers, but don't. And so please and thank you on that. Let's see. Suzanne says, why can we not rename the feature area widget? If you use several, it's hard to remove them into position if they all have the same label. Want me to
Um,
read that one again?
I know, I hear you.
Okay.
You can actually, but
Whoa. I thought
it
that was a
takes
no, to be quite honest. All right.
it's a bit of coding. It's a
Ah,
bit of packing.
okay.
So I will, if you come see me, the last one,
Oh,
I will share that hack with you guys then.
well, look at that.
You don't
There
have
you
it at my finger.
go. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. I'm looking, trying to go in order of, okay, stand by, stand by. Catherine asks, for featured areas, can we break this down by schools?
If your MLS has schools, so um, for instance, if there's a school, sweet baby. Um,
Hey, Heather, between me and you, oh, do they have the geographical? They do. Does that ever you find if I can't find the schools by searching regular MLS search, if I turn on the geographical feature, I
yeah,
might be able to find them?
yeah, different. I would try it both ways to see which
Okay.
one you have. But if you type in school, yeah, see school, Crestwood High School, middle school, right, right. So if your MLS has it and it showed and we're pulling it in, just like if you can find it on your website area, you should be able to find it here.
Boom. Thank you. Appreciate that. Good question. I'm getting through you guys, gals. Aaron's asking, I believe, I thought you might have mentioned this one. What size should the photo be? Is there recommendations? Are there
I
recommendations?
use and if for this particular one, when I'm in Canva, I use just a Facebook post sizing.
That's right. Facebook post sizing. I'm going to write that one down.
I could find my Canva's not loading on my
Facebook post size. And it's probably just like a standard default that they know works best for that size generally, right?
yes. Facebook post it is. Let me look here.
Aaron, yes, the options are determined by your MLS. If your MLS shows it and they allow us to connect to it, then you 100%, and usually that's the case. But yes, whatever your MLS is, that's what you're accessing through Bold Trail and also your website. It's a
Yeah.
good question.
Facebook post is 940 width, 788 height.
940 width, 78 height?
788. Yeah.
788, sorry,
But
788
anything
height.
close to that will work.
Okay.
Anything close to a square will work really. You just don't want anything bigger than 1,000.
Okay. We don't want anything bigger than 1,000, everyone. Can we put the audio of a theme song on our homepage when it opens? Suzanne's asking. I got
Not
it. It's cool.
not that I know of.
Yeah. Okay. But going right through, will the pool homes widget know just to pool? So, let me reread that. Sorry, thanks, Carlos. Will the pool homes widget know to just pool homes with pools?
Yes, because I put that information here. When I was creating it,
You got to pick the option then,
gotta
is
pick
what
the
you're saying.
option.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Got that, Carlos? Juan? Okay, great. Happy to have you along for the ride. Aaron, I've noticed the custom widget you have to set margins. What margins match the page layout from Aaron?
Mm,
I don't
I
know that
don't
one.
know what she means by that. This is a custom
Um,
sheet. I mean,
the
um,
I've noticed the custom widget you have to set margins. What widget are you talking about, Aaron? Maybe there's what
yeah,
margins match the page layout is the question, and that may have to go to support, Aaron. I guarantee you we have the answer if Heather doesn't know, but we'll
yeah.
see.
We're gonna make some custom widgets, like I said, on the last day of the month.
Okay, there you go. Maybe we get that all figured there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we keep going.
Okay.
Nikki, or sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. You good?
Do we
You
have
ready
some?
for more? Can you take it?
Sure.
Okay. Thanks, Heather. Nikki's asking, where do the widgets pull the information from? Will someone pull up home that really are a one story with pool or near golf course?
Yes, because again, when I made it,
You
I
picked it.
chose that as the option.
Yeah. You're picking it. Good question.
You're-
Scott, what would you call the featured area if, for example, you want to feature my neighborhood as one of the ones featured?
I would call it whatever your neighborhood, like my neighborhood is called Cascade Summit. And I would either choose Cascade Summit as location if it comes up in the MLS. And if it doesn't, you could always just draw it on the map, draw right around your neighborhood.
Good call. And Scott had a follow up. What about community pools? And Scott, I think about that too. If you're searching for community pools in your area, what do you type in? Right? You're going to put in the name and pool. So you can ultimately, Heather, I guess we call it whatever in the world they want, but I get what you're saying. So same for, I would think, Scott, for community pools. Yeah, Heather?
Community pool is
Or
cool.
maybe not. Oh,
So if they have a pool, it's going to be either a pool or it could even be a community pool on this. This is pretty, we
I
don't
see.
have like every single option. You don't have
Right.
every single keyword here. You
Copy that.
could
I would
make your own widget for that. Um,
like a squeeze page link, custom
yeah,
page, have a picture, have a link kind of thing, maybe?
yeah, but you'd have to make your own widget. You
Yeah.
could, this is
Yeah.
kind of the kind of quick and dirty way to do
Sorry,
it.
everyone. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to keep going. Folks, our time is dwindling.
Yeah.
So please let me focus for the moment. It pulls from our MLS. Nikki absolutely does. It updates pretty much real time. Yeah, whatever they show there, it pulls there. So you don't ever have to go to your MLS unless you just got the listing. You still got to go there to put it in before it syncs with Bold Trail. But good question, Brenda. But what you pick as an option, doesn't the listing have to include this info?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
And thank you. They're a big deal in Iowa. Good to know, Scott. Focus in that area, then you got to be local, that makes
Yeah.
sense to your people. That's it. I think
Okay.
keep going. I know you got to wrap. I'll
Yeah,
I'll keep
I
looking.
want to do a couple quick things here. I want to make sure everybody understands a few other things. So there are old widgets in here and newer widgets in here, and they don't always play as nice together as I would like. One thing I want to make sure you understand is these half widgets. This, when it says half, it's going to take up half the page. So if I add these widgets in, you want to have, I'm going to put two in here so you can preview it. It's going to be halvesies. See, featured homes, what's my home worth? If you do a halvesy and have something else, let's just add one in here, and you don't put them side by side, it's not going to look right. So let me just pull this up and show you what that looks like. See how this is half? Here it is, and there's your other half. So whenever using half ones, you have to have them side by side in your list so that they are side by side. The other thing I really like is these ones that have a lot of white space. It's really nice to be able to break up your widgets with white space. Think about it aesthetically on your site. So for instance, I'm gonna go put this here and then have the half and halves. And maybe I want to have, there's one down here that is like a side by side one, right? That takes up the whole space. But if I do that, let me show you what it looks like. If I have that down here and I preview it, well, it doesn't look too bad. It actually puts some white space in here, but sometimes it butts up against it and it looks a little weird, in which case you'd want to like take this guy and put it in between just to break it up. So, play with it. Make sure that, whatever you're doing, it looks good, looks aesthetically pleasing, and use these white space ones to break up all the pictures, if that makes sense. Really quickly, very last one. I know I promised I'd show you a hack, and so I'll show you a hack on how to change one of these for, let's say, your link tree. So, does whoever it was want to drop their link tree link in here for me? You could take something like this and you can hack it, and I'll show you how real fast. So it's a market report luxury. If you click edit, This is the HTML for that whole thing. If I copy that and I go to, let's go to ChatGPT and I say, rewrite this widget code to send people to my link tree for more resources in real estate. My link tree URL is, did they give us that link tree URL? Anybody? Yeah, Paul. Okay, let's see. Here's Paul's link tree. So I'm going to copy that, put that in there. The widget code is, I have to go redo this widget code. Copy, paste, and it's just going to rewrite it for you. So now this, you want to make sure it works. Like it's not infallible and sometimes it hallucinates. But I'm going to copy that and I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to replace it. And I'm going to save it. And I'm actually going to send, this is going to be link tree, just so you know in your list, sends to my link tree. Save. Let's see if it worked. So I'm going to preview. Here we go. Everything you need to buy, sell, and invest, access my collection of, it wrote it for me. And if I click here, went there. There's magic for you guys today. So I highly recommend using ChatGPT. Just if you see a, one that you're like, I like this, I want it to say this, I want it to have a different picture. You can give all that stuff to ChatGPT, give it the code. And again, the code is right here under the HTML and say, rewrite this code for this. It's going to do it for you.
That's amazing.
Yay!
Hey, folks, we have about 3 minutes left. We have way more questions than we can answer.
Okay.
And I want to say to everyone there, I mentioned it in the chat. That chat bubble, Monty the Fox, everyone I saw you asked can almost 99.9% be answered faster, probably than Heather and I could answer them. However, I know we have about one, so let me grab one in here. Paul is asking, I was noticing premium widgets is the cost per year. Do you know, Heather? I don't know that one.
Premium widgets is one time. This is our web designers will make these for you, and you can do that, and it's a one-time fee.
Okay, easy peasy. Let me see. We got one more minute if you don't mind. Are you good, Heather? Can we
I'm
answer
good.
one more?
Yeah.
Okay. We got that one. Bear with me, everyone. Is there a way to hide the testimonial widget? David is asking.
Um, yes. Let's go. We're actually going to do testimonials and SEO pages in 2 weeks.
Oh, there you go. Don't
So
miss that one, David.
come then, and we'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll even show
good
you how to
call. Good
replace it
call.
all with something even prettier.
Awesome. Let's see if we can get one more. We got 30 seconds, I think. Suzanne is asking, Suzanne, that one's going to take too long. Sorry. Danielle is asking, apologies, what if we want to feature different counties? Again, Danielle, you're not going to get the time you need to really get the good answer. Or not a good
I
answer, but
mean,
you know what I
different
mean?
counties is easy. So again,
Okay,
right
well,
here,
there you go. Be the magician.
you could just do this and put in the county name and just don't put any options and it'll just do everything to the county.
Sweet. I'm going to call it right there for our team. Heather, and you have anything to say as we part ways? When's
I
the
have
next
one
one?
last thing to say is that streams for Android launched
Android.
today, and I'm an Android user.
Live. You're the only one. I'm just joking.
So I'm gonna head back over to my this here. If here's the link, this works for Android, this works for iOS. Download streams if you haven't. It is phenomenal. The
No
help
cost.
is in the Google Doc that I gave you guys. Please, please, please download it. It is so great.
It is.
It's AI in your pocket, which is pretty amazing. And then last but not least, I did want to just one more time iterate. If you go to the marketplace and you go to coaching and help, you can always schedule in a one-on-one breakthrough session with me. If you're like, I need these 4 widgets made and I want to figure out how to do this and I want Heather to hold my hand, come here, purchase a one-on-one breakthrough session, and it's just you and me, and we'll get it done. Okay?
Amazing. And
All
for
right.
all of those, pardon me, Heather, that we haven't answered the question. Sorry about that. When's the next one, Heather?
So next one is next week, same time, same place, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. If you've registered for today, you are registered for all of them. So don't worry about that. Make sure you can come. You come. I'm gonna stop my share here. Just make sure you come. You'll get a day before and an hour before a link reminder in your email. So please visit us then, and we'll be happy to go through all that stuff with you. And if you want to revisit any of this, give us a day to get this up on YouTube, and the recording will be there. And again, I really
Awesome.
appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much, and thank you to Brett for all the great moderation.
Thanks for your patience, folks. See you next time.
Take care,
Cheers.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.